I'm Kendra Cook, your host for the DCTV Daily News program out of Dove Creek, Colorado. The Dolores County Broadcasting Network is the producer of DCTV with support from the Southwest Colorado TV Translator Association. That's the special district association responsible for bringing the area free-to-access TV stations over the air by antenna. This is a community TV station. If there's a news story or event information that you would like to share, please contact us at 970-677-4119. And if you're a business or organization, we welcome you to find out about sponsorship opportunities for banners or video segments run on the channel. This is the Monday program for September 28th, 2020, DCTV Daily News. The Durango Herald updates on the Silverton Superfund site conditions with a Jerry McBride photo. A Superfund that consists of nearly 50 mining sites around Silverton will remain on the Environmental Protection Agency's high priority list after public pressure mounted at the prospect of removing it. The Bonita Peak Mining District Superfund site was designated in the fall of 2016, about a year after an EPA-contacted crew breached the entrance of the Gold King mine, sending 3 million gallons of water laced with heavy metals into the Animas River. In 2017, the Bonita Peak Mining District was placed on a newly created, quote, Administrator's Emphasis list, which is intended to speed up what can be a lengthy and drawn-out Superfund process. As of August, a total of 14 Superfund sites were on the list. The site, Bonita Peak, obviously attracted a lot of attention with the Gold King mine, and it immediately had a saliency level in terms of concerns for the community, said Greg Sopkin, EPA Region 8 Administrator. EPA officials say being on the emphasis list helped speed up the process for developing a, quote, site management plan for Bonita Peak Mining District, which is expected to be finalized this fall. In recent weeks, however, it appeared that the EPA intended to take the Bonita Peak Mining District off of the list to coincide with the milestone of releasing the site management plan. It should be noted that coming off of the emphasis list does not mean that the site is no longer considered a Superfund site. After the idea of delisting from the emphasis list became known, local pressure surfaced to keep the Silverton site on it. Quote, there was quite a bit of pushback from the community, said Peter Butler, chairman of the Bonita Peak Mining District Community Advisory Group, which provides feedback to the EPA. Butler said that the group argued that the Bonita Peak Mining District should not come off the emphasis list until after the site management plan has been in place long enough to judge whether it is working. Quote, we argued a plan isn't that good unless you know how well it's going to be implemented, Butler said. San Juan County Commissioner Scott Fetchenayer said that he was concerned if the Bonita Peak Mining District were to come off the emphasis list, it could affect funding and available resources for the cleanup. Quote, if we have to have them here for decades, we may as well get some money from them instead of being left on the list with nothing happening, Fetchenayer said. EPA officials maintain that being on the emphasis list does not affect available funding for a Superfund site. Still, Sopkin said that it was eventually decided to wait to delist the Bonita Peak Mining District at least until the end of 2021. Quote, I'm fully confident that EPA is going to continue to devote substantial resources to it, Sopkin said of the Bonita Peak Mining District. In August, the EPA said that it has spent more than $75 million on the site. Next week, the EPA will release a draft of the site management plan, a 5-year strategic plan for cleanup in the Animas River Basin that addresses how to accomplish water quality goals laid out in the past year or so. Previously, the EPA has said that it wants to improve water quality to better support aquatic life in the Animas River just below Silverton and at Baker's Bridge north of Durango, as well as in certain stretches of Mineral Creek. Quote, basically, the site management plan allows us to document in a transparent way how tasks are going to be prioritized. That was said by Christina Progress, a EPA's lead for the Bonita Peak Mining District. The EPA will open a public comment period on the site management plan with an eye to finalize the document by the end of October. And now let's take a look at our local weather for the week ahead. Today is sunny with a high only near 65 degrees, and those north winds continue around 15 miles an hour, making it feel even colder. For tonight, Monday, clear with a low around 36 degrees. North-northeast winds continue steady at 10 to 15 miles an hour. Into Tuesday, we're looking again for a sunny day and a high near 71. East-northeast winds around 5 miles an hour finally become calm. Tuesday night, clear and a low around 42 degrees. And some light west winds ending with the sunset, hopefully. Into Wednesday, we're looking for another sunny day and a high near 76 with light and variable winds north-northwest 5 to 10 miles an hour in the morning. Then Wednesday night, clear and a low around 43. For Thursday, sunny and a high near 76 degrees. Thursday night, clear and a low around 43. For Friday, sunny and a high near 74. Friday night, partly cloudy with a low around 43. And the weekend also looks to be lovely fall weather, though we truly are desperately in need of more moisture. For Saturday, sunny and a high near 74. Saturday night, clear and a low around 42. And now, back to the news. The Norwood Post reports on a grant for trail exploration. The Norwood Park and Recreation District is planning for the future. Recently, the organization, in partnership with the U.S. Forest Service, received a $45,000 grant from Colorado Parks and Wildlife for the purpose of exploring trails expansion. The funds are to be received in 2021, though approval for money was issued this summer. Board President Kelvin Verity said Park and Rec has been working with CPW for the last year, and the grant was the culmination. The Telluride Foundation also contributed $5,000 for the Trails Planning Study, and Park and Rec with the West End Trails Alliance kicked in $5,000 in-kind donations, which covers mapping, hosting meetings, and on-the-ground coordination. Park and Rec is now looking at the possibility of adding motorized single track to the Busted Arm Draw and Beaver Park areas. Part of that is looking at options at single track up to Calico Trails, the Rico side, Verity said. It's purely planning just to see what is possible to get some stuff written down. The Forest Service wants to assess what is going on out there. The SE Group is the contractor for the study, and they handled trail planning for the Telluride Ski Resort previously. Verity said that while this grant is purely for feasibility for the placement of future trails, there will be several more steps in the process. That includes permitting, surveying, and construction. In other Park and Rec news, the Norwood Nordic Association is going for another Telluride Foundation grant this year. Last year, the Nordic Group was awarded a grant that paid for a new snowmobile for grooming of the ski area in Norwood. Verity, who typically does the grooming for the area, said that people do take advantage of the ski opportunities at Busted Arm Draw. At the same time, Park and Rec board member Sean Fallon has ideas for a second disc golf course in the Norwood area. Fallon helped establish Norwood's first course this year, located on the town of Norwood's 18 acres behind Cottonwood Creek Estates. And if you haven't looked up what golf disc is, disc golf, it's pretty fun. You just throw the flying disc into buckets that are in a course instead of doing a golf course. And now he is bringing the possibility of another course at either Busted Arm Draw, Thunder Road, or Burn Canyon Trails areas. Verity said that Park and Rec is looking at which place might be best for the secondary course, and that involves working with the U.S. Forest Service and also the Bureau of Land Management. Anyone interested in doing something like that here, please contact the station and we'll try and get you in touch with the right people. They all have potential, Verity said. It's which ones work out the best. It's public lands, and we have to work through all of those hoops. Verity also reported Park and Rec received a grant from the Telluride Foundation recently to be used for improvements to the livery and its surroundings. The $9,500 is covering the cost of landscaping and possibly fencing, and Park and Rec is matching that grant. Verity said that yard improvements are a priority, and the grant helps prepare the space for future events to happen once the COVID-19 pandemic eases up. And we hope it does soon. Mining. That's been the staple of our local economy here in the Dove Creek area for quite a boom. And with the bust, we lost a lot of population and businesses along with the economy. Is mining coming back? Well, perhaps in some capacity. The minesandmetals.com website had an update on the area's uranium company, and thanks to the Dove Creek Press for sharing this posting. A proposal to ship 136 tons of radioactive material from 2 atomic research sites in Japan across the Pacific Ocean to the White Mesa Mill just south of Blanding was approved in July without public hearings. The material from Japan is a mix of natural uranium-bearing ores and materials left over from testing uranium extraction techniques by the Japan Atomic Energy Agency, including uranium-loaded sands, resins, and carbon. Energy Fuels, that's the company that submitted the applications, argued the Japanese material should be classified as ore or ore equivalents under Nuclear Regulatory Commission definitions, meaning it would follow the same regulatory process as if Energy Fuels were importing freshly mined ore from a Canadian uranium mine. Phil Goebel, manager of the Utah Department of Environmental Quality's Uranium Mills Radioactive Materials Program, said that the state agreed with that assessment. The White Mesa Mill is the only fully licensed and operating conventional uranium mill in the United States, right here over in Blanding, near Blanding. Licensed capacity of 8+ million pounds of uranium per year. It's central to the highest grade uranium mines and deposits in the U.S. Extensive controls in place to ensure protection of air, water, wildlife, and the environment. 150 people are employed at full operation, and a major U.S. producer of high-purity vanadium. The White Mesa Mill has a separate circuit for processing alternate feed materials. Alternate feed materials are other uranium-bearing materials not derived from conventional ore. Materials often come from uranium conversion and other metals processing, and grades are as high as 75% U3O8. Well, these kinds of notices, updates, weather, and more are all posted on our Facebook page, which is DCTV Daily News, where you can also watch the program replay along with the news links and stories of local interests. And you too can share other events or news there and join in on the conversation. Again, this is your local community TV station, so if you have something you would like to share, contact us. The email is dcbnnews@gmail.com, or you can call the station 970-677-4119. Thank you for tuning in to DCTV Daily News. Programs are broadcast Monday through Friday with replays online on our YouTube channel and the DCTV Daily News page on Facebook. And if you like the program, please do like and follow us on Facebook. We almost have 500 followers, and share it with your friends and family. This has been a production of DCTV for the DCTV Daily News program. Out of Dove Creek, Colorado, USA, I'm Kendra Cook. Again, thank you for watching.